Hi, I'm Ruth Mullman from the Farmington Hills Historic District Commission, and I'm here with Harold Westfall, who is going to tell me a lot about Farmington.
I'll tell you what I can do it about. I was born in 1914 there, so I should know a few things about it.
Now, you had a farm?
Yeah, I was. My dad's farm was on Orchard Lake and Powers and 11 Mile Road. That's where I was born. And,
Were you born at home?
oh yeah, I was born at home. Yeah, and the old Doc Holcomb was our doctor in those days.
Did he have a car, or did he get there by horse and buggy, I wonder?
Well, I think he started out with a horse and buggy, then he had a car. The cars started to come around about 1918, you know. I think he had horse and buggy those days.
Now, what did you raise on the farm?
Oh, we raised hogs, chickens and pigs and cows, potatoes, everything what you to eat, vegetables to eat with everything. My dad used to take them down to Detroit to and peddle them down there to the people down there when they in the fall.
He took down the potatoes?
Potatoes and vegetables too, yeah.
And vegetables. And when did you move from the farm?
I moved there. I think it was
You were 8, were you?
I was about 8 or 9 years old. I moved from the farm.
That would have been 1920.
About 22, something like that.
23. And then, let's see, they had that festival in Farmington in 24. Farmington was 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And where did you live in Farmington when you moved?
Well, my dad built a house. So he sold a farm, and he built a house on Pickett Avenue, right by the cemetery up there. And I lived there till I got married in 1935. When I went to school, you know, and I went there for 35. Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
Oh, back to the Methodist Church. We used to grade school and high school right next to each other. We used to have a great time those days. We didn't have enough to play with like the kids do today. We used to have to make our own playthings, you know. We used to play Duck in the Rock. You ever heard Duck in the Rock?
No. What was it like?
Oh, that's something. Well, we used to have several guys. One guy used to put a rock on a stone up here, and the other guys get back, and they knocked that stone off, and they had to put it back on there before they get back. Well, we had a great time those days. Yeah.
You went all the way through the high school there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, your daughter had made this wonderful book when she was in school, and I noticed something that was really fascinating. They have this cabin.
That cabin was in the American Legion. Put that back in. I don't know what years it was, but it was when I was a boy. It was in there, and they had their meetings in there for a long while till they got pretty well rotted out. So they went down to Grand River and had a place down there.
Well, it was part of the celebration in 1924, 100 years old.
Yeah, 24. Yeah. Oh, that was a great time. I was only 10 years old, but I remember it.
Were you in the parade?
I couldn't remember if I was in the parade or not.
Oh, there's wonderful pictures of it. 100 years old. Were you on any of the sports teams in the high school?
Oh yeah, I used to play football and baseball, and I used to play everything in there.
Did they let the girls play at all?
So the girls started playing. When we got in high school, the girls used to play basketball. They used to play before the boys did, you know, and they played the fair games, and we used to play after them in those days. We used to have a great time.
Where did you play? Was there a gymnasium or what?
Well, we used to, with Farmington High School, they used to have a gym up there. The gym wasn't over about 10 foot high. When you throw a ball, you couldn't arch it like you do nowadays. You know, it was really nice.
I see you have a picture here of the plank road. Now, when you were a little boy, was the road paved, or what was it like?
The road was just an old dirt cobblestone road. They used to have, in front of the stores, they used to have hitching posts. The farmer used to come in there and hitch your post and put the horses in a Saturday nights, you know. All the farmers used to come in and farm on the town on Saturday nights and do their shopping. And they used to associate, you know. Oh.
Had fun.
Yeah, that was a great deal.
What did the kids do when they were
Oh,
coming?
they played around, they did, yeah.
Sounds like it was pretty active then.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the old hotel on the
Yeah, the
Plank,
hotel.
on the Plank Road. Oh, the pictures are just wonderful that you collected here.
Yeah, they're nice pictures.
Just wonderful. And this shows the telephone operators. When did you get a telephone?
Oh, we had it on a farm. I don't know what, we had one of them old ringer-upper, you know.
Oh.
I don't know, he'd probably be in after I get old enough to know what they had, you know.
Here's the ladies that were running it, the three ladies, and the three telephone operators are in your book.
Does it say the names who were there?
I know there's one of the Gilsons. I don't remember who they were.
It used to be Carnes and Mrs. Carnes and a couple other ladies used to be in there.
Yeah, they were busy ladies. And here's the bank.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now they made it into a mall, but oh, this is a wonderful picture of it. Look at the truck out there.
Yeah, that was nice. They had two banks in Farmington, you know.
Oh, yeah, one on one side of the road and
Yeah,
one on the...
one was down farther on the other corner.
I know the Warners had one. And
The Warners had one on the corner at the Warner Bank, and the other one's down at People's State Bank it was. Mm-hmm. They went closed in the Depression era. Didn't get any money out of them.
Oh, dear.
My dad had money in the bank, but he didn't get it out of it because he had to play all the stockholders off that was in the bank, you know. He went pretty much broke then. That's when he lost the farm in 1929, when it went broke.
It must have been awful for you. What did your father do to earn a living when the farm was gone?
Well, he used to work for apple orchard. They used to pick apples and stuff, you know. He had a little money, but saved up. But he had to work in an apple orchard there to make his money.
You know, with 8 children, boy, he had a...
Oh yeah, them was the hard days there.
They show here, this is the blacksmith shop. Now, did they keep operating?
What is this for?
It shows a blacksmith shop here.
Oh yeah, there's a blacksmith shop, and the old. Did it say Mayor Munger used to run it?
No,
Mary Munger, an old fella. He used to make horseshoe and stuff like that.
Did he, when they got the cars, did he do things for the cars too?
Well, I don't know what they did with the cars, but
And oh, what are they doing here? Big population boost. Oh, they're...
I think there's only about 200-300 in town when I was a kid.
You knew everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah. You couldn't talk about somebody. You talk about your own relation.
Oh.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of relation there.
You had a big family.
Well, yeah, we had the Gilda-Meissers, the Gaddies, and the Sissons, and had 8 or 10 families in there, all related. My dad come back from. I don't want to tell me they come from Germany, but 1860 something like that. I think they come from Germany. He had a couple of brothers and one sister. They come over.
That would have been your grandfather.
Yeah.
So that would have been something really neat. So would you get together with all the family?
Oh yeah. Every Sunday you used to get together and have chicken dinners.
Oh, and here's the Methodist Church. It shows pictures of it when the First Methodist Church. How old were you when the church burned?
The church? I don't remember when I knew when they built the new one in 1929. They put the new one there, you know, where it is now.
And you were a little boy then. Do you remember the Butterfields?
Yeah, I know the Butterfield. Yeah, he used to be he was the architect of the Methodist Church. I think he was.
Yeah. As I remember it. Oh, this is a wonderful picture of it. You have a postcard here. It shows the church from the air. They did a number of air. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that was nice. Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful church. Your family, did they go there or they went to the other church?
Well, I was brought up in the German Lutheran Church and on Warner Street down there. Mm-hmm. And after I got married, I went to the Methodist church with my wife. We went one church. One is as good as the other. So.
You went there, was she in the Ladies' Aid Society or something?
Oh yeah, she was in a lady, good. Yeah, she was had baptized and everything in the Methodist church she was.
Oh, well, wonderful churches. They did a lot of good things. They had some special programs for children there in the new church.
They used to have a movie house in there. On the back of it, they had, every Tuesday night they had a movie. It cost you 15 cents to see what silent movies there. But boy, they really, all the kids in Farmington used to come down there. You had a great time.
And let's see, now they built the Civic years afterwards. How were you older when the Civic came along? Did your children go to the Civic?
Well, I don't remember when the Civic come on, but we used to go to the Civic Theater.
That was just before the war, before the World War II.
Mm. Well, yeah, I used to go there, yeah.
Oh, and here's a picture of the school.
Yeah, that's there. I'll show you that. This would be the grade school on this end, and this would be the high school over there.
So the grade school was on the left-hand side. Well, did you have any problem on the playground with the bigger kids coming out?
Well, they were pretty good though. You didn't have very many kids. You only had maybe 20, 30, 20, 25 kids there. Unless you had that many, I don't know.
And then there'd be relations besides.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So you see your cousins at school. Must have been pretty neat. Oh, here's some more pictures of the school. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
October 24th, 1916. Are you in any of these pictures?
What, 1916?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Yeah.
No, you'd have been too little.
That's pretty young. See, my father, my wife's dad used to be a school teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, he used to be a school teacher at Farmington High School.
And I thought somebody taught piano. Who was that? Of your wife's family. Somebody taught the piano?
Oh, well, my wife played the piano.
Your wife?
Oh, my wife does, yeah. She's a good player, she was. Elaine was.
Oh, and there's Mr. McCracken.
Oh, yeah, the McCrackens. You remember the Crackens? You heard of them, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
I'm back with Mr. Westfall, who is going to tell me about what it was like in Farmington.
I'm glad to tell you what I know about it.
Now, what did you do for a living?
Well, I'll tell you. When I got out of high school, I didn't have to go to the service anymore because I had a couple of children, you know. So when I got out of high school, in 1934, I got a job at Ford Motor Company. I was making 50 cents an hour. And my wife and I, we lived on 60. We got married in 1935. We lived on $16 work a week, you know. I lived up in Warner Apartments, right up on where the right in Farmington, right in Grand River there. It burned down, you know, but rebuilt them stores in there. And then I worked there for 40 years in Ford Motor Company, but I'm retired now, 32.
It must have changed quite a bit
Oh, gosh, yeah. I really changed, yeah. I used to know old Henry Ford. He used to come in there once a month in that old Ford factory. You had to shut all our machines down and clean them all up when he come back in. So we'd start them up to be nice and clean, you know. Oh, he was a nice old man, you know. He did a good job for me. I get me a good living, you know. He didn't make much money when I retired, but I lived it.
Did you have a car then?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
A
I
Ford-
bought my first car in about 31, I guess, for, a Ford too. It wasn't very good those days. Then I got, when I started working at Ford, I bought another new one. You could buy a new Ford for those days for $350,
Wow. Did it have a self-starter, or did you have to crank it?
Oh yeah, you had the first one, no, wait a minute. The first one you had, the Model T you did, but then they had a starter on, in 1931 they start putting the starter on them. The old Model Ts, they back kick on you and break your arm on them.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't have that many women driving them.
Oh no, I don't think there wasn't very many women driving those cars those days.
I see that you have a picture here of Mr. Warner,
Yeah.
Fred Warner. Now, you knew the Warner family pretty well?
Yeah, well, I know the children and the grandchildren. The Decim Warner lives right back of me where I live on Grand River, and Harley lived on Oakland Avenue, and Howard lived on the other on Grand River, and then they had, and I knew the Governor Warner. He's only lived about 2 or 3 doors from me. There's a very nice family they were. Dessler used to see her quite a bit. She lived right back of me there.
She had quite a garden. Did you have a garden too?
Dessler and them, they had a great flower garden. Back at that mansion, it was a great garden. They had everything, all kind of roses, every kind of flower you could think of. And she'd got to be out there working in it too. Yeah. I had a little garden, but I only had a little, just a lot.
Well, there's just so much you can plant.
Yeah. Huh?
And did you ever go out to the airport, Chrisport?
Oh yeah, I used to go, and I kid used to go out there and watch the airplanes come in.
They did some trick stuff with them.
Yeah.
Would have been there. And you knew the families that were on where your dad had his original farm there on 11 Mile, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were telling me that you knew the Wilsons?
Yeah, the Wilsons, yeah. They used to live across Orchard Lake Road. My brothers used to go and plow their garden for them. They're Pete Wilson. He's a fix radios and stuff, And he used to live with his grandmother, His aunt, I think it was his aunt. He used to live with his aunt. And so he had another fellow lived there. It was Claude Wilson. He was the head of the police department in Oakland County,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did you know?
Mm-mm.
Claude Wilson, yeah. He was he's a policeman over there. And he was in I don't know, had some kind of raid, and he had one eye shot out. Yeah.
Wow.
Then there was another fellow named John Wilson. That was another brother of the Wilsons.
Sounds like a big family.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody had big families back then. There was a help on the farm.
They had a house. I don't know. They had several acres on the back of on Orchard Lake in Powers,
Your daughter went to school. Now, how many children did you have?
I had 3 children. I lost one. She's 4 years old, and I have Diana and Judy and Sylvia. They're pretty good to me. They keep carrying me now since my wife died. Yeah, Diane, she's a lab technician, and Judy, she worked at Ford's for 30 years. She retired now. She's in the office.
Well, you very much. Farmington seems to be very much tied to Ford. You did a lot of good things
if I
there.
had time, I could sit down and talk a lot about Farmington, but I don't know. You forget about some things around in there.
No, they still had a mill for a long time here.
The grain mill. It used to be right on the corner of State Street and Grand River, Farmington Road. You had all the farmers used to come in there and have their mill ground years ago, and when those were the days. And my daughter was a Girl Scouts, and they used to give chickens away. Every fall, you know, you used to give chickens away, and he used to take a bunch of it and raise them, you know. So you had to do that for a project. Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
You had chickens in your backyard?
Yeah, I raised chickens in my backyard for her project of the Girl Scouts. Yeah, he had a nice place down there. He used to, the old DUR used to run Farmington. Down to Farmington Junction used to be a cow barn, barns down here. They used to keep, you remember that?
I've heard about it.
The barns, they used to keep all their cars in there. I have an uncle, Herman Moss. Herman Moss. He used to drive one of them, or streetcars. I remember when I put that in, I don't know, 24, they used to put a streetcar down Orchard Lake Road. They used to come from Pontiac and all up there, and they used to run way to Plymouth. And he used to run that streetcar.
Did you get to ride on it?
Oh, I used to ride it from Farmington to Northfield to the golf course. I used to play over there. I think 10 cents you used to ride a streetcar over there. I used to caddy over there to the golf course, you know.
You must have had some interesting people that you caddied for.
Oh, yeah. I used to get some nice people, yeah.
Did you play golf?
Oh, I do it in later years now, but no, not now anymore. But I used to when I was could get around, you know.
Where did you go to play?
We used to do all these golf courses around these, you know, these over there on 13 Mile Road and up on Grand River and all these. They just, you know, just wasn't a good golfer, but it was good enough to play around with it. Mm-hmm.
They had the 9 holes there, and that was
they
Glen
used to have
Oaks.
18 holes. They used to have no. Mm-hmm. They got a good golf course out there on Haggerty out there. Farmington Hills golf course. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name. Meadowbrook is that. That's where I used to go out there and caddy out there.
Well, you got around on the various.
Oh, yeah, we used to get around, yeah.
How did you get out to Meadowbrook?
We used to take a streetcar out there.
Oh, then you walk in.
Yeah, we used to, only cost a dime to ride a streetcar out there.
And then you could come back in and
Oh,
caddy.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It must have been a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Well, them days you used to make your own fun. You just used to get everything done like for your parents do it out today, you know.
When did you have your first radio?
The first radio, I think my dad had one in 1920 somewhere, or 30 somewhere. The first radio when they come in. We used to have one old crank up Victrola, you know. Mm-hmm. We used to have 4 or 5 of them. Used to be stand high, you know, the Victrola. You used to have one of them.
They had the thick records.
Oh yeah, thick records, yeah.
Now the kids come in little teensy things.
The only song you used to have an old thing, tut, tut, you know, that song, you know. Oh, yeah.
Did you have a lot of dances?
Well, I never was a dancer, but there used to be a lot of dancers around town, but I never was. My wife was a dancer.
Oh, I understand the Warners used to have dances at the.
Oh yeah, they're really nice people.
You didn't go to their dances though.
Well, I never go to that. Well, I used to go to with my wife used to once in a while go to dance, but when I had to go, you know.
And do you remember the Botsford Inn?
Oh yeah, hey, that's a nice place down Botsford. I used to go down there quite a bit to Botsford Inn. They used to have nice hotels in there, a nice eating place, you know, dances and stuff down there.
And they had some shows there too, as I remember.
Well, yeah, I think there's some dress shows or something like that, you know.
In a tent in the back, I guess.
Pardon me?
Was it in a tent in the back?
I think it was, yeah. They had there's a great big, nice big yard on the back of that, you know. I don't know how it is now since it built all the
Hospitals.
hospital in there, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sort of
You know.
closed it down and filled it with interns or something. Well, it's really been great to have you come and tell me a bit about this. Can I?
Well, thank you for having me over. I hope I could be good enough to hear to find out what you wanted to find out. Right?
And it's very good to have the oral history. We can learn so much about Farmington and Farmington Hills from this kind of interview, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.